Hey friends, on today's video, we are making some sublimation designs on glass cans. Are you ready? Here we go. Alright, so today is Friday. I didn't get a chance to record at school because I have been busy nonstop all day. But I am here and I'm ready to get some work done. Yesterday, nothing really got done because we spent so much time at the phone store because I was getting another phone, and that was a whole story by itself. But yeah, so let's get it started. Are you ready? Here we go. There's no right or wrong answers. Very good. It made a little bit, but not too much. I'm using my Epson printer to print out the design, the sublimation ink. I converted this regular printer into a sublimation printer, and I will leave the video to how to do that at the end of this video. Next, I'm going to use my Cricut Maker to cut the design out. Make sure to be careful when you're removing it because you don't want to bend the paper with the ink on it. All right. So I'm going to print out a few more. I did use Cricut Design Space to make this. Later on in the video, I'm going to explain to you why I'm not going to use Cricut Design Space anymore. So make sure you stay tuned for it. Hello there. So I'm sitting here editing this video for you guys, and I realized that I didn't record what happened before this scene. So let me fill you in, all right? So, I need some more lipstick, but that's all right. What had happened was I did not realize that my mug press, the tumblers and the glass cans that I ordered, my mug press was not going to work for those. And so when I got ready to actually use it, it was a hotmess.com, and I was so mad. And I was on the phone with my baby sister, and I was like, man, I didn't have the money at the time to buy the mug press that I needed. or the tumbler press that I needed. So she looked out and she got it for me, and basically I made payments to her to pay it off or whatnot. But so that's what you're about to see, and the next clip is us unboxing the Jesus, unboxing the press that she got for me. All right. So we decided to go with Swing Design Heat Press. It was the 7-in-1. So there's so many different things that you can make with this one. I believe it was like $4.99 plus tax. It was a good investment, and I'm glad we got it. All right, so fun fact about myself. A lot of people think that pink is my favorite color, but it's actually not. My favorite color is red and black.
Then you can adjust the tightness right here. Guess it needs to be. Okay, so we're going to do tumbler, move the cap, insert tumbler, close the hatch.
Welcome back, friends. On today's video, we've got a lot of things that we're going to be doing. I've got a lot of things to catch up on. So one of the main things that I need to start working on right now, which I've been kind of doing it lately, is to finish the Halloween projects that I have. Today is October the 7th, so I would like to have those up by the end of this week so that I can start advertising them and selling them. I did realize that when I was printing things from Cricut, it was coming out a lot lighter than when I printed it out from other apps. So I went back and reprinted everything, and I reprinted it in Canva instead of from Cricut, and I just wanted to show you guys how it looks. Now, when some of the images I did purchase from a third-party company, and when I printed those out straight from the file that I saved it to, it printed out perfectly. But I realized that when I was printing things from Cricut, it was coming out a lot lighter. And I'm going to put a close-up in the video so that you guys can really see what I'm talking about. But there's a major difference from what Cricut printed out versus what it came out in Canva. When you pay for Canva, it probably gives you the option to change the print settings and the color settings. So when you get ready to print items for sublimation, you can change it to where it prints out for CMYK, and those are the colors that you need for the inks that you're going to be using. So it comes out just a little bit darker and a little bit brighter. I also realized that when I print from Cricut, I was starting to have like a lot of little lines in it, and also when I print from my tablet, I noticed that the images had lines running through them, and versus when I printed from my iPhone 14 or my iPhone 12, I didn't have those issues. So I don't know if maybe my tablet is out of date and that's why it's doing that, but I do plan on upgrading my tablet, and then we'll definitely be able to see what the issue is coming from that. Also, one other thing I want to let you guys know, that if you do have a sublimation printer like mine's, where you took an Epson printer and you converted it into a sublimation printer, you do need to print something from that printer at least once a month, if not weekly. Even if it's something small, it needs to be printed, because what will happen is your print heads will get clogged. And so you'll either have blurred pictures, you'll have lines through your pictures, or it'll just seem a little off. The color will be off. But if you keep running prints and running the print head cleaning, running the power cleaning, resetting the alignments in it and everything, eventually it'll work itself back out, but you'll notice that you'll have more issues with that if you don't use the printer on a regular. All right, so hopefully that helps you, but enough talking. Let's get this party started. Are you ready? Here we go. All right, so I just want to show you guys a side-by-side of the two images. They're the same image. I didn't change anything. The only thing I changed was, one, where it was printed from, and two, the app that it was printed from. So this one was printed from the Cricut design space, and I also used the print then cut feature, and it was also printed from my tablet, and it came out very light. And if you look very closely, I don't know if you can see it, I hope you guys can see it, but if you look very closely, there's little lines in the black. Let me see if I can get it better focus. But do you see that line right there? And there's lines like that. When you get ready to sublimate it, it's going to come out looking just like that. Versus when I just uploaded it to Canva, edited it in Canva, and then I changed the print settings to CMKY, I believe. And this is what it came out. It's a lot darker than from the Cricut design space. What I really like about the Cricut design space is because the print then cut feature, you can actually have the Cricut Maker cut it very evenly, whereas with this one, I'm going to have to come in and cut it, so I hope I get it evenly. But the image did come out bigger, and it also came out darker, so I'm going to be using blah, blah, blah. I can't talk right now, but I am going to be using Canva from now on until I get my new tablet and see if that makes a difference. And I'll let you guys know in a future update, but I just want you guys to see the difference. Like, the colors are totally different. So I believe this one is going to actually sublimate a lot better because it'll be so much darker than this one will. But we shall see. All right, let's get to it. Not busy, can you bring me my tablet?
Yeah. Did you want your keyboard?
So I am taping it now. I'm using a heat resistant tape, and it was a struggle at first because the first couple of key-ins, which I didn't do in this video, I think I'm gonna post them in a different video so you can see the trial and error. They went totally wrong because I did not tape it tight enough, and I noticed with other people they didn't use as much tape, and if they did, they experienced ghosting. However, when I didn't use as much tape, I experienced where it did not actually sublimate or transfer onto the item. So I realized the more tape I use, the better it comes out and the tighter I can get it. I'm going back through making sure that I have no air bubbles.
Isn't it gonna be hot? Let's take it out.
Yeah, it's too hot to touch.
When he sits and he looks over the
What
landscape
type of
of
degree barrel
everybody
did you
else,
get?
Probably
the thing
a bad
that
one.
damaged him is now
A
covered.
30-degree
Let me
barrel.
introduce you to the grace of God. When you come into a loving relationship by faith with God,
so you are going to need some type of heat resistant gloves to pull those in and out. This one is a cold one that I'm putting in, but the one previously was super hot because I am cooking it at, I want to say 400 degrees or more for X amount of time, and it does get pretty hot. So, me personally, I'm not going to waste money on the gloves when I have oven mitts. But I think eventually I will stop being so frugal and invest into the gloves because it'll be easier to maneuver. Works for me is to cook it at 400 degrees for 130 seconds, and I do rotate it 180 degrees and do it again. That's worked for me for mines. I have noticed that some other people either don't do it for as long or they do it for longer. It just depends on your heat press because I think that truly they all heat differently. So I would play around with it until you figure out what works best for you. I have found when it comes to removing the tape and the paper, it is so much easier when you do it while it is still hot versus waiting for it to cool off. That tape becomes a monster trying to get it off when it has cooled off. But this is the final product. I hope you enjoyed this video.